What is going on, guys and girls? Welcome back to TV and Me. I'm, of course, Kevin. This is
Rob.
And it's time for more Game of Thrones. So we are on to Season 7, Episode 5.
Sure.
2 episodes left.
Past the halfway point as well.
This is crazy. This is basically like Episode 8 of a normal season.
I know, it's nuts.
It's
we've
ridiculous.
got 2 episodes left after this one. It's sad. Times.
But let's get into a really quick breakdown. So last episode, the big thing to happen really is the whole battle at the end, which was amazing.
Yeah, true that. We've got to see if Jamie's still alive.
Yeah, I've gone back and watched it like 4 or 5 times now, that whole scene, and it just gets better and better every time I watch it. But yeah, we've got to see if Jamie survives because he was sinking at the bottom of that river.
And we don't know who saved him because there's some people.
I think it's Bronn because he looked. There was a point.
Yeah, I do think it's Bronn, but I think some people might have thought it was Dickon, but no one you know what I mean? So.
I think people said it was Bronn because there was a point when when that big ballista got blown up and Drogon was firing fire down onto it. He looked at a white horse.
Thinking about it as well. Did you notice how where he was on the edge of the ocean? Did you I never twigged before, but watching it back, I've noticed that how deep the water actually was, and he was by the side of the ocean. That's just a little.
It must be like the Mariana Trench where it just goes boom, and it's super deep.
Yeah, true.
But we had that. We also had Jon meet up with Theon.
Yeah, that was
which
interesting.
Was something which we've been waiting quite a while for. Actually, I've always wondered what Jon's reaction would be, and it was actually pretty subdued.
Yeah, I kind of want to see how they're gonna get along now. If they're gonna probably get I'm not saying they're gonna get back to being how they were, but they're gonna sort of
have some sort of relationship.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Yeah. So I'm interested if what will go on with them too.
But we also with Theon, he's actually gonna go after Yara. Apparently, he said he's gonna go save Yara. So whether that transpires, whether Euron has his way with Theon, I don't know.
Yeah,
but
true.
We also had Jon arrive at Dragonstone, but that was a couple of episodes ago. But he actually found the dragon glass.
Yeah, and he found those cave paintings, didn't he?
With the symbols. Yeah. We don't know what they mean.
No, I still want to know.
A lot of people have said they're runes, which makes sense. Which, what the runes do, I don't know, but they do look like runes.
Oh, okay.
And then we also had the Bran, Arya, and Sansa reunion.
Oh, right, yeah.
Because Arya finally arrived. We had that big reunion. But the thing is, even though Bran was part of that reunion, it didn't feel like Bran because he's very much become the three-eyed raven at this point.
True. Oh yeah, we also had that training fight with Brienne and Arya as well, didn't we? And then Littlefinger was looking down at Arya, and she just sort of staring at him I'm gonna kill you. Do you know what I mean? So.
Yeah, whether that. I don't know, man. Littlefinger, he's got, like I said, I've said it in previous ones, but no, it's not only he's got a death wish, he's got a plan. I think he's working on something. What it is, I don't know.
To be honest, I think that's what the showrunners want you to think. I think they want you to think Littlefinger's got some sort of plan and he's gonna worm his way out. But I think this is the end of Littlefinger. To be honest, I don't think he's going much further.
We'll find out, I guess. So let's get straight into this episode. We've been waiting for it all night. So this is Season 7, Episode 5. Here's Bronn.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you saved Jamie.
You're fucked.
What do you mean we're fucked?
No, I do not. Dragons are where our partnership ends.
I have to tell Cersei.
Good luck with that.
May as well jump back in that river.
Yeah.
I think he's having some regret because it was Lannisters after all, men under his...
Yeah, true. Well, he's been around all his life, hasn't he?
At the end of the day, he hates his sister, but he's a Lannister, he loves his brother.
Exactly.
I think he might be dinner.
You will not kneel?
I already have a queen.
She wasn't your queen until recently, though, was she? When she murdered your rightful queen and destroyed House Tyrell for all time. So it appears your allegiances are somewhat flexible.
There are no easy choices in war.
You will have to kill me, too.
Step back and shut your mouth.
You are the future of your house.
This war has already wiped one great house from the world.
Don't let it happen again. Bend the knee.
I will not.
Your Grace, nothing scrubs bold notions from a man's head like a few weeks in a dark cell.
I meant what I said.
Oh, that sound of him blowing fire. Did you hear it?
I, Daenerys of Dracarys.
Killing our men wasn't war for them, it was sport. Her dragon burnt 1,000 wagons. Qyburn's scorpion fired bolts bigger than you. They couldn't stop it, and she has 3 of them. This isn't a war we can win.
So what do we do? Maybe we can count on Tyrion to intercede on our behalf, by way of apology for murdering our father and son.
Tyrion didn't kill Joffrey. He had nothing to do with it.
After all this time, it still amazes me.
It was
that you-
Olenna.
She should have died screaming.
She's dead. Like her son, her grandchildren, her whole house. And if we don't find a way out of this war, we'll follow them.
So we fight and die, or we submit and die. I know my choice.
I think you can smell it.
Oh shit!
Is he gonna touch it? Oh, it's being friendly to him. It knows.
She's just like,
Yeah,
what the fuck? She's like, this is my man.
That's what I'm saying. It's a Jorah. Is he gonna notice Jon's sword?
Your Grace.
Oh, Jorah.
He's back.
Jon Snow, this is Sir Jorah Mormont.
Knew his
An old
father.
Yeah.
I served with your father. He was a great man.
I return to your service, my queen. If you'll have me.
Yes! Yes, Jorah!
Jorah, you piece.
Oh, I think Jorah might be one of my favourite characters.
A crippled boy claims to have seen dead men on the march beyond the wall, thanks to the magical help of a raven with 3 eyes.
Yes, it is a bit much. Still, we ought to...
Brandon Stark.
Some saves the day again.
I know, right?
Everyone in Westeros trusts and respects you. If you tell people the threat is real, they'll believe it. If you advise all the Lords to send their men north to hold the wall, they'll do it.
It's also possible that this message is part of a ploy by the Dragon Queen to lure southern armies away from the lands they are currently defending, to open those lands to easy conquest.
It's real. I've seen it.
We will write to Maester Vulcan at Winterfell for clarification. I promise you, we will get to the truth of it one way or another.
Archmaester,
That will
please.
be all, Talia.
She gave Talia a choice. A man who had taken up arms against her. What else could she do?
Not burn him alive alongside his son?
I am her hand, not her head. I can't make her decisions for her.
That's what the Mad King did to Stark.
Do you reckon that's going to affect her and Jon's relationship though? Because that was Sam's family, wasn't it?
Possibly.
Who's that for?
Jon Snow.
Did you read it?
It's a sealed scroll for the king in the north.
Of course he read it.
What's it say?
Nothing good.
Cersei thinks the army of the dead is nothing but a story, made up by wet nurses to frighten children. What if we prove her wrong? Bring one of these things down to King's Landing and show her the truth.
Can't reason with Cersei.
That's not a good idea. I don't like that idea.
Is somehow convinced not to murder us the moment we set foot in the capital.
The only person she listens to is Jaime. He might listen to me.
With the Queen's permission, I'll go north and take one.
What?
Oh, Jorah, you just got
Find a
back.
cure so I could serve you. Allow me to serve you.
Oh, fuck. Suicide mission.
I think he's kind of doing it for his dad though as well, maybe.
Help us.
It's the 18.
You can't lead a raid beyond the wall. You're not in the Night's Watch anymore. You're king in the north.
I'm the only one here who's fought them.
Now I'm asking you to trust in a stranger. Because it's our best chance.
He's thinking I'm going to marry him.
Yeah, I know, that's what I'm saying. She doesn't want him to go because I think she's falling for him.
We did not choose you to rule us, my lady. But perhaps we should have.
Oh, fuck.
What? Are they turning?
The Knights of the Vale came here for you, Lady Stark.
He's gone 2 minutes.
Wow.
But Jon is our king. He's
Thank
doing
you,
what he thinks is
Sansa.
best.
You fucking backstabbing fucking lords. He's been gone 2 minutes and already you go back on your oath.
Thing is though, I feel like she only did that because Arya was there.
You're not staying here?
I've got my own business in Flea Bottom.
What if someone takes the boat?
Then we're fucked. Let's hurry.
Oh, I love that one.
Oh, you won't be swinging it at me.
Oh.
Oh, you did arrange it.
Damn.
Father,
listen to me.
I once told Bronn that if I ever saw you again, I'd cut you in half.
It'll take you a while with a sparring sword.
Come on, Jamie, you love him.
Daenerys will win this war. You're a military man. You must know there's no way around that. She's even willing to suspend the hostilities if Cersei agrees to certain terms.
You want Cersei to bend the knee, you can ask her yourself.
I don't. And Daenerys doesn't. She has a more important request.
What's Davos going?
I don't know. Gendry!
Oh, shizzle.
Fucking Gendry!
He's not rowing his boat anymore.
Thought you might still be rowing.
You came to get me. You want me to come with you?
Well, the thing you need to understand is...
I'm ready.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Know what you're heading into.
Do you think I've been thinking about every swing of the hammer?
You might want to bring one of those swords.
Oh, he's got a hammer.
I don't know much about swinging swords.
He's got a fucking hammer. He's got a fucking hammer!
This I know.
Robert Baratheon 2.0.
You're going to arrange to pay us more than Queen Cersei.
Oh! Oh!
Right in the face.
This is Gendry.
He'll do.
He'll do. He'll do.
Are you going to punish him?
Tyrion.
Bronn,
What?
he betrayed you.
No, he didn't.
She has the numbers. If we want to beat her, we have to be clever. We have to fight her like father would have. Dead men, dragons, and dragon queens. Whatever stands in our way, we will defeat it. For this.
Is she pregnant?
It's alright, she'll just get it killed again.
True.
She fucking kills everything. Oh, she's manipulating him.
I know, like...
I bet she's not even pregnant.
He was taking 2 steps back and now he's gone like 3 steps forward.
I saw your father once at Winterfell.
I met yours. In my shop.
You're a lot leaner.
You're a lot shorter.
It's that relationship.
If I don't return, at least you won't have to deal with the king in the north anymore.
I've grown used to him.
I wish you good fortune in the wars to come, Your Grace.
God damn.
That he issued an annulment for Prince Rhaegar and remarried him to someone else at the same time in a secret ceremony in Dawn. Is that a common thing in the south?
These maesters.
To be honest, I thought this was going to happen.
Let's just hope there's something in those scrolls.
Are you sure you want to do this?
I'm tired of reading about the achievements of better men.
Now he's going to be Lord Tarly.
That's what it's like.
Killed from rooms he took. I'll have to go back and look at that.
Yeah, I couldn't really.
Oh, we see now.
Oh, yeah, he's spying. Game on.
How many men did you bring?
Not enough. The big woman.
Oh,
yeah.
shit.
Yeah, you too.
We may take the steps, but the Lord of Light
For
clears
fuck's sake, will you shut your hole? Are we coming with you or not?
Thing is, I like pretty much every one of these characters.
I know, but you know something.
And somebody's going to die.
Yeah.
In fact, I like every one of these characters.
I don't think the Hound's going to die. It's like a fucking Navy SEAL team going out. They're like...
Somebody's gonna die though.
Yeah, true.
So there we have it, episode 5. A bit of a build-up episode, I feel. There was a lot going on, a hell of a lot, but it wasn't action, it was all build-up, and it feels like we're ramping up now to the final 2 episodes of the season.
It was like the last episode was like a climax, and now we've gone to sort of like a
Back to
resting
that build-up,
period, and then it's going to peak to something else.
But so much happened in this episode, so much we've got to talk about. We'll start at the beginning, and Dany killing the Tarleys.
Yeah, like I was a bit gutted that Dickon got killed.
Yeah, I didn't mind so much Randall Tarley, because in this show we've seen him be a bit of an arsehole, even though, you know, he's the head of the family, he wants to be proud of his sons, he's always come across as not very caring. Yeah. And the fact he switched allegiance to Cersei after he knows what she did, I'm not really bothered about him dying. Like you say, Dickon, a character which came across as a nice guy, he saved Jaime a few times. I don't know if he came across to you, but he came across to me as a bit dim. Yeah,
I just feel like he's a little bit like Ned, that he was really honourable and like he didn't want to switch sides. Like his dad was like, yeah, I'll die, and he was like, no, I'm not gonna ruin my honour by switching sides. I'd rather die with my father. Yeah, and I think he was kind of dim in that sense.
That has worked out for Sam now, because he is officially the head of the.
Yeah, he is, because I think he's the only living male now.
Which also means that the fact that he has decided to leave the Citadel.
But though he has no claim though, because he's a member of the Night's Watch and he renounced all his titles and stuff, didn't he? So
fuck yes. No, but didn't he negate that as soon as he joined the Maesters?
No, I think he just went to be a Maester, and then he was gonna go back to the Night's Watch. Sorry.
Yeah, but maybe because he is the only last surviving, that gives him permission to.
Yeah, like thing is as well. Maybe like because Jon's king in the north, he might have some power to swing that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a good point actually. Maybe he can say, you know, you're the last no longer living. Under oath. Yeah, you're the last living. You can now take position at the head of your family.
Exactly.
Which he would do for Sam. Let's be honest. Yeah. After everything that's happened, but also that scene where we saw the dragon actually killing the Tarleys. It seems as though Tyrion, he seems to have some sort of doubt in his mind now. We saw in that conversation with Varys as well. He's really reconsidering, or he's a bit anxious about what Daenerys is doing, because she is taking the old Targaryen route of burning people like father and son. How did Ned's dad and his brother die? Father and son being burnt alive by the Mad King, and Daenerys is there doing it to another family, a father and son.
It's like I feel like Tyrion's like you say, he's got some conflict, and I think he didn't really realise what he was signing up for when he sort of joined Daenerys. I think he didn't think how hard it would be to go against his family.
Yeah, but it's not. Yeah, no, that's a very good point. He's sort of, because he's seeing that it's his men, his family, even though he doesn't get on with his sister and his father.
He didn't realise how hard it would be.
Yeah, he still has that conflict within him. But I also feel like he wasn't prepared, because previously he'd only seen the good in Dany. He'd only seen her he's only heard stories actually, because he only met up with her late, but he'd only heard stories about her helping slaves, freeing people, being good, being a good person, whereas now he's seeing the harsh reality of how Daenerys deals with her enemies.
That's true. The only good thing I can see from her doing what she did by burning them is, like I said during the reaction, was that at least they're not getting beheaded, and then the White Night King can't then raise them up.
But can they rise them without a head? I don't even know.
No, because because they were just burnt to ash, weren't they?
Yeah,
so
I suppose
they can't come
there
back.
is that, but I think that's.
But she don't know that though.
Yeah,
does
that's
she? So.
A bit ignorant. Well, it's an ignorant coincidence. She doesn't even know.
Exactly.
But move away from her for a second. No, actually, let's stay on that course actually with the dragon and stuff. We had Jon.
That was interesting.
Meeting with the dragons.
I think, the dragon, Drogon, I think he could smell his, Targaryen blood or something like that.
Yeah, I think the dragons just know when they're in the presence of Targaryens, and it calms them. Yeah. Because that sort of brings up the question, was Tyrion's some part Targaryen? But I think that was just coincidence. He was helping them, and they sort of rested in that moment because he was helping them.
The only thing I can say about that is that when I think about it, Drogon was sniffing Jon, he could smell Targaryen blood. Whereas with Tyrion,
they just put their necks to him.
They didn't sniff him or anything, did they? So I think maybe what you were saying, that because they were just locked up and they wanted to be free.
I think they're intelligent enough that they sensed Tyrion at that point was trying to help him.
Yeah.
So they didn't attack him. Whereas with Jon, it was very much Drogon's this big ass dragon. He could just eat him or burn him alive, but he decided not to. He sort of relaxed.
Yeah.
And I think Dany was really impressed by that.
Well, I think she was impressed by it, but as well, I think she was a little confused. Like she was like, because I don't think she's seen her dragons react to anyone else like that. Like Tyrion, like
she never witnessed it.
Yeah, she never witnessed it.
And plus, it's Drogon, who is a completely different beast altogether.
No, I don't think Daenerys is the only one that's had like a good encounter with Drogon. I don't think no one else has had an encounter like Jon's just had with Drogon. So that's a big thing, I think.
Yeah. I said to you in the reaction as well, there was a point where Jon was talking about going beyond the wall and stuff, and for a second I sort of hoped that maybe Daenerys would give him a dragon in order to go over the wall, because she saw how Drogon behaved with Jon, but it seems like that's not going to happen.
She really didn't want him to go though either, did she?
No, she was... it seems like she's finally feeling something for him, but it makes me kind of wonder if they ever do find out that Jon is like half Targaryen, whether that will affect their relationship. But I don't think it does, because we've been built up in the past how Targaryens did marry with family.
That's all they've ever, from what I know, that's all Targaryens have ever done. There's been occasions like with Rhaegar, he married like Dornish women, and
Drogo.
But apart from that, like they usually do just like interbreed.
So maybe she won't be so fussed. And I like what you said in the reaction. Actually, maybe the whole twincest thing was sort of like a precursor. Like, you know, this is the worst it can be. So maybe Auntie and nephew isn't so bad.
That's what I'm saying. Like, because straight from the off, episode, I think it was like episode 1 or something like that. They're shagging right at the end of the episode, and it's like you've just been seeing it through 1 to season 7, and it just feels like they've been preparing you for this. So when you do see
get used to incest.
Yeah, so you're not weirded out when you see Jon and Dany. Like,
it's not quite so bad as twins.
Exactly.
You know? Yeah. So let's move over. Actually, let's stay on Jon as well, because Jon, he had a load of meetings this episode.
Yeah, he did.
He met so many people. We had the dragon meeting, and we also had him meeting Gendry.
Yeah.
Which, that moment with Gendry, it sort of twigged in my mind. All of a sudden, I was like, because I think we saw somebody who was bashing steel. It's like, oh shit. Like, we've not seen Gendry.
I know, right?
How long? He has to be here. And I did like that little fan service line of, I thought you'd still be rowing.
Yeah, I like that.
I've noticed this season there is a lot of fan service. I hope it doesn't get too much.
Yeah, like, thing is, for me personally, I like it.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know any other show that does fan service like that, but...
It's sort of like... I've seen Davos does it a lot as well. It's like he's almost the audience in the situation. He says things that we've all been talking about online and stuff.
True, yeah.
But... I like it. I just hope they don't go too far. I hope they still tell like the story they want to tell without throwing in all these references all the time. I do enjoy it, but I just want it far and few between. I don't want it like every like scene some sort of fan service, if you know what I mean. But I really enjoyed it. But the meeting between Jon and Gendry, I thought that was really cool, and I absolutely loved that he has a warhammer.
Yeah, I love that as well.
Like Rob, and the fact that we could get to see him smashing whites with that hammer.
So awesome.
It will just be like. You know, even though we'll probably never get to see it, like King Robert versus Rhaegar.
Thing is, as well, like obviously Jon's Targaryen, but because he's so much like Ned, and Gendry seems so much like Rob,
and they had that little interaction again, fan service,
exactly,
like a throwback to that first meeting in season 1, episode 1 again, where they just met for the first time. And they had that little like sparring session of words, which I thought was really cool, and I hope that that relationship continues.
I hope it does, because as well, the funny thing is, like Gendry's dad, Baratheon, he wanted to kill all Targaryens, like, and even like the babies, and that's why Ned had to hide Jon, innit?
Yeah.
And like that's what I'm saying. It's just cool that like they're getting along, but like his dad would have wanted to kill Jon. So
we also had another meeting this episode, with Jon. Actually, Jon was there as well, but the main meeting was between Dany and Jorah, which. I was really happy about. I didn't realise how much I wanted it to that moment. I did want it, but in that moment I sort of teared up a little bit because it's been so long. It's she sent him away to find the cure, and then he reappears strong.
It took me a little while to actually realise what was going on, because I just see these the Dothraki. Yeah, that's it. When the Dothraki soldiers were coming towards like Jon and Dany, or just Dany rather, I can't remember. I just didn't. It took me a while to actually realise that Jorah was behind them.
Oh no, I had no idea until it was revealed. I was like, oh shit, we've actually got that meeting. This is probably one of the meetings I wanted the most out of the entire series. The other one I'm looking forward to is Jon and Arya, because of their relationship and everything. But or Arya and the Hound. That's probably my top of the meetings.
Yeah, true. Actually,
I just want
so many meetings that still got to happen.
But how many meetings did we have in this episode? It was insane. It was
hard to keep up, to be honest.
But one thing I did want to say about that meeting when we saw Jon, Dany, and Jorah together. Do you reckon Jorah's going to tell Jon that Sam's the one that killed him?
I don't know. Does he know that Jon know Sam?
Well, he said he was part of the Night's Watch, and surely he knows Jon is part of the Night's Watch, or was.
True,
Unless they have a conversation later down the line.
He did say that I knew your father to Jorah, didn't he? So I'm assuming so. Like you say, maybe on their travels while they got beyond the wall, they'll be talking, and it'll just be like.
And he'll bring up Sam. And maybe how it helped him. And I hope there is that conversation, because I know Jon would have a smile on his face.
Like I say, there's still got to be that conversation with the whole. I know I kept saying it in the reaction, but the whole sword thing. Because I really wanted Jorah to notice the sword. But...
Yeah, because Jon did say to him, "I knew your father," didn't he? And I fought with him. I don't think there will be any jealousy there, because Jorah always said that he betrayed his family, and he understood that.
Yeah, I don't think Jorah would want the sword, but I feel like Jon would offer it to him or something, and Jorah would be like, "No, you keep it." But do you know what I mean? But I just want to see
That'd be a cool
that reaction.
moment.
That's what I'm saying. I just want to see that. Like.
But Sam helping Jorah was really cool, and I just hope they do get back to that. But Sam also, we saw in this episode, he quit the Citadel. He's no longer training to be a Maester.
I don't blame him, to be honest.
I think he's just finally realised, although he loves knowledge, he loves books, I think he's finally realised that that's not who he is.
No.
He wants to be proactive, because he sees, I think it was in that meeting with the Maesters, he realised that the Maesters are all about discussion and talking things over. They're not really people of action.
I think if you'd have put Sam in that position when he first joined the Night's Watch, I don't think he would have left. But because of the person he's become and changed, and like what he's what he's done, like killed the White Walkers and stuff.
He's become brave.
That's what I'm saying. He's not like that guy reading books. He's not
a wuss.
When he first joined the Night's Watch, he was practically a Maester, but he's not like that anymore. So I think that's why he wants to leave.
I think he still wants that knowledge. He still wants to be a Maester, but he also doesn't want to be the kind of Maester that they are.
Exactly,
sitting back, reading books, discussing it, taking time while people are out there dying.
Yeah, and just not believing, because it feels like only that Maester guy was only sort of believing Sam, and the rest were just sort of not saying anything and not believing. So.
Yeah, and I think it sort of broke him in that conversation with Gilly, where she was saying, "Oh, do you know how many steps are here?" And he's in his mind, he's like, "I've just got to, I've got to find this information because people's lives are at risk."
As well, I think he might have just thought like all the information here at the Citadel is just nonsense. There's probably nothing here that will help. Maybe that he thought that as well.
We saw at the end there him take scrolls.
Exactly.
We don't know what scrolls. Maybe he just randomly picks some that he thinks will help, or maybe he knows particularly what those scrolls contain.
Like they might be labelled or something.
But there was one particular scroll that was it a book that Gilly was reading?
Yeah, I think it was a book. It was written by a Maester. I can't remember the Maester's name.
And it talked about Rhaegar and how... Because Sam wasn't really paying attention, but it talks about how Rhaegar filed for a divorce.
Yeah, like annulled his marriage or something like that.
And then went on to marry someone else. And I think that's the first confirmation we've had that possibly they were married.
I think...
Which makes Jon not a bastard.
Exactly. Like I think they're doing it in steps as well. Like the first step was see the Tower of Joy scene and then chat baby to Jon. Then now it's the whole... like Rhaegar, he got divorced and he married someone else, but they didn't say who. So then I think the next reveal will probably be like you'll find out it's Lyanna that married Rhaegar, and then you'll find out. Then Jon will find out when we find out. I think.
That'll be such a crazy moment. Jon find out he's not a bastard, but I think he'll be upset in a way as well, because he'll realise that all the Starks aren't his actual brothers and sisters.
True. Like as well, I think he might be a bit disappointed because like. He's probably listened to Tyrion and used that whole bastard thing as armor.
Yeah.
Whereas if he loses that, he might change him a bit. I don't know, but
I just think he'll be, because he did look at Ned as his father, and I guess he was his father. I mean, father's just a title, isn't it? And I think he won't ever like drift from his family.
No.
But it's obviously going to take his right away of being king of the North.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's a double-edged sword, really. Let's move from Sam over to Cersei and Jaime in this episode, actually, because. A lot went on with those two this episode.
Yeah.
First off, let's talk about Jaime meeting Tyrion. Let's start there, because Bronn set it up. Yeah. We've always known Bronn is close to Tyrion as well.
That's true, yeah.
You said in the reaction, how did he get in contact with... I don't know, maybe that's just a TV show thing.
That's what I'm saying, like, because...
How would he... Maybe he knew Bronn's secret address and he sent a secret pigeon or some shit.
Yeah, like I said, they haven't had any contact. Like, I can't even remember what episode. Like, I think actually it was that before the fight between... the Mountain and
in the jail cell, he said goodbye to him, didn't he? He shook his hand.
Yeah, so I don't know how they've like orchestrated that, but like you say, it's just TV.
It's just TV show, yeah. But they did meet up, Jaime, and I think Jaime. I mean, he's angry at Tyrion for killing his father, obviously, but I feel learning the truth that he didn't kill didn't kill Joffrey. he realised the situation Tyrion was put in and how, you know, everybody was against him. And I feel like even though he's angry at him, he still feels sorry for him and he still loves him because he's his brother.
To be honest, I don't think in that moment, I feel like he was like angry with him to an extent, but I feel like he didn't want Tyrion to know that he wasn't fully angry at him, if you know what I'm saying. Like, he didn't want him to think he didn't want to forgive him like straight away, even though he does feel bad for him because
he wants Tyrion to suffer a bit for what he did.
Because I feel like as well, if Olenna hadn't have told Jaime what really happened to Joffrey, he probably would have killed Tyrion in that moment. Possibly. Maybe. Do you know what I mean? So
I don't know if he would have killed him. He probably wouldn't have listened to him and maybe
suppose.
left, but I don't think he would have killed him. I think they're too close for that. But it was a cool moment. It was good to see those two back together.
That's true, yeah.
Because it was good to see those two back together. But we should really say Jaime survived that whole thing in the river as well. But I think that was obvious. I don't think anybody expected Jaime to die after Bronn saved him on the horse. And it was Bronn. Cersei. I mean, we saw because she apparently knew that Tyrion was meeting Jaime. And she didn't do anything about it. But she seems to be manipulating Jaime again.
True.
I don't know if she is pregnant, but it feels awfully convenient the moment when Jaime is starting to pull back from Cersei, starting to question her, starting to talk to her brother again.
Exactly.
She comes out with the fact that she is pregnant.
It's like as well, she did mention that she knew he was meeting Tyrion, and what better way to, if he's gonna like get, because she knows he gets on with Tyrion, and what better way to sway him back by saying I'm pregnant. But I have actually got a theory. When I was watching that, like, a theory popped into my head about Cersei.
Go on and bring it.
Like, you know,
bring the theory.
You know, like they were saying that they want to get a White Walker to show Dany and Cersei.
Yeah, that's something we should talk about as well.
That's what I'm saying. I had this theory that what if like it's like the last episode of season 7. They get the White Walker, they bring it down to King's Landing or whatever. They're all there. And like Cersei tries to plot like you know, like what happened in last season, and tries to plot, and Jaime sort of twigs before it happens, and he like kills her or something. Do you know what I mean?
But it's not like she's got a remote detonator.
True.
So the actions would already be in motion.
But what if she has to give the signal, and before she can give the signal, Jaime twigs what's going on, and then he kills her, so she can't give the signal.
Unless she puts trust in Jaime to start the explosion.
That's what I'm saying.
And he decides at the last moment not to.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of what ifs in there.
I know.
But I wouldn't put it past Cersei because she's got prior. And we've seen this season that they like doing callbacks.
Exactly, as well. She's been, like, when we went into that room when she was with Qyburn, they just stopped talking straight away, so you don't really know what they were talking about.
Yeah, they're obviously conspiring to do something.
Exactly, and she said she said that, what was that line? She said something like, we always survive, or like...
Yeah, she said Daenerys has got the bigger army or something.
Yeah.
We have to play this smart. So it's obvious that she still wants to kill Daenerys, and she'll just use this whole ceasefire to her advantage.
That's what I'm saying. That's what that theory just popped in my head, and I just feel like there might be some truth.
Yeah, it could be. I don't think it's going to go as easy as what they hoped. No. You know, show Cersei the White Walker. She'll be like, oh no, we better work together.
She's not that type of person. She just wants revenge. That's all she wants.
She's not that type of person. But there was a little other thing in that whole conversation with Jaime, which I think needs mentioning. Cersei said that because Bronn set up the meeting between Tyrion and Jaime, that maybe Bronn should be punished. Do you feel like Cersei's going to do something to Bronn?
See, do you know what? In that actual scene, I thought, when she said Bronn needs to be punished, I thought like Bronn was going to be strung up somewhere and be dead.
Oh, that'd be fucking
Do you know what
awful.
I mean? That's because it's Game of Thrones. I thought that might happen, but because it didn't, so I was like...
If Cersei was to do something to Bronn, do you reckon that would be enough to bring Jaime over? Or do you reckon he'd still be like... Because she now is apparently pregnant.
Do you know what? After hearing it, I feel like she might kill Bronn. And I feel like that's going to be what makes Jaime switch sides.
Even though everything she did to Tyrion wasn't his brother, and he loves his brother.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
I don't think even Bronn would be enough to switch his allegiance. I feel like he was beginning to see who she was.
Yeah.
But she's a master manipulator. I mean, Littlefinger's good, but Cersei, she's one step ahead of Littlefinger, I swear. Right, so I guess we should talk about the other thing in this episode, which is actually quite important. There was a scene where, you know, we saw that Sansa... And actually, let's first talk about the Lords of the North and how quickly they've turned on Jon.
No. Like, he hasn't been gone for more than, like, 2 minutes.
2 seconds ago, they were King of the North.
I know.
We're behind you. He helped win Winterfell back, you know, and... They were supporting him all the way. He's gone for 2 seconds, and they're like, "No, Sansa, you're our true leader. You're the one that should lead us."
They're so stupid. Like, I feel like. Do you feel like Littlefinger's been in their ear rolls?
You said, because there was a scene where Arya was following Littlefinger and he was talking to lords, he was talking to different people, and I feel like he is putting in those seeds of doubt. And we talked about, I think we talked about a few reviews back, how we feel that he is going to conspire in order to try and get Sansa in charge, because with Sansa, even though she knows how he plays the game, I feel like he's always still one step ahead, and he will use Sansa. Whereas with Jon, we saw with Jon, he tried to say things to Jon, and Jon grabbed him by the neck, much like Ned.
Yeah, true. And like, I feel like as well, you know, like you were saying, like with Littlefinger whispering in people's ears, it makes sense now, because they were saying Sansa should be queen, and like obviously Bran's there, so surely next in line would be Bran, because he's the actual legitimate. Even though he doesn't want it, he would be the next legitimate one. So it makes sense that he's been whispering in people's ears saying, "Oh, Sansa should be queen." Then they've obviously turned around and gone, "Yeah, Sansa, we think you should be our queen."
And Sansa looked like she was taking it until she saw Arya in the back of that scene.
If Arya wasn't there, like I really feel like Sansa would have taken, like, yeah, I should be queen, but because she saw her, she made her think twice.
And Arya, I mean, I really enjoy the Arya character, I do, and I'm glad that she is actually onto Littlefinger, and I think she'd be the one person that would be, because the things she's seen and the things she knows, she saw Littlefinger with Tywin and everything. She knows how much he does conspire, and I feel like now that Arya is about, she could actually be the one that saves the day in terms of Winterfell.
The thing is, though, on the flip side of that, Littlefinger's onto Arya, because he was he was watching her, wasn't he? So I think he might have orchestrated like some of this stuff, and Arya's fallen into his trap.
Well, let's get into that. The note, the one that we've seen Littlefinger talk about. The big question now is the note that Arya found the real note? Is it one that Littlefinger wants to hide, or is it a note he planted and then waited for Arya to go read it?
Yeah, I think he planted it. I think because he knows he's like...
The fact he was waiting, watching the door, makes me think so, but it could also be something he does to make sure nobody is following him.
But thing is, I feel like he's planted it, because we actually looked at the letter, didn't we?
We did look at it. And it was hard to try and get a grasp. Yeah. I mean, we got a general grasp of it. It was from Sansa.
Yeah.
And it talked about how the king is dead, meaning Robert, and how Ned conspired to overthrow Joffrey, because you could only see a certain part of the note, and that's what we took from it. So what power does that note have?
What, for me, the power it has for Littlefinger is that, you know, because you said it was when Cersei got Sansa to write it, and then it went to Robb, didn't it?
Yeah.
And obviously Maester Luwin copied all the notes, but I feel like the power that it has is that Littlefinger's he's planted it. He knew Arya was following him. Arya's gone and found it, and we saw that scene beforehand where Arya and Sansa had a bit of tension between them, and now Arya finding that,
she sees that, in fact, even though Sansa was under duress when she wrote that note, because you remember she's surrounded by Cersei and everyone, she was made to write it. That note is going to bring more tension between the sisters, because Arya's going to feel like Sansa lied, which she did on the note, but again, she was under duress, and because of that, Arya's going to feel like Sansa betrayed the family.
Yeah. That's the thing, is it? That's Littlefinger's ammunition. Yeah. That's what he wants. He wants, like...
He's trying to drive a wedge between Sansa and the family. Get Sansa in charge, drive a wedge between the family, and then get Sansa to marry him.
I think once Arya reveals that letter to Sansa, I think that's when Sansa will turn on Littlefinger, because I feel like Sansa will be like the only one to know that Littlefinger would know about that letter, because he was in King's Landing, and he was in King's Landing at the time as well when they sent it.
Yeah, he was in the room when she wrote it, if you remember. There was Cersei, Varys.
That's what I'm saying.
There's quite a few in that
room. It was
room.
there.
Yeah. So I'm guessing that going forward, we are going to see a hell of a lot of tension between Sansa and Arya.
I even think it might even come close of Arya killing Sansa. I don't think she will, but I think it'll be so close, and then Sansa will be able to stop her and actually make her realise that she was, like you said, under duress when she wrote it, or something. Or it's like Littlefinger's scheming that's done this.
I've said it to you in a number of these reviews. Littlefinger is still playing his last game. He's not finished. He's going to go out.
Yeah.
I feel like he's going to go out, but he's going to go out when he thinks he's on top with his game. There's going to be a turn where we say, oh no, you thought you was here? nope, you're back here, and then somebody's going to step forward and kill him.
Exactly. I feel like you said, I think Littlefinger's he's gonna like go out the way he came in, like he's scheming, like he's not gonna go out not scheming, and I feel like the only way he can go out is by doing what he's doing, trying to get them to fight. But then obviously I feel like this time it's gonna backfire.
Yeah.
And then he's gonna.
And you think Arya's gonna be the one that does him?
I think so.
Possible, or it could be Sansa.
It could be Sansa, because him planting that letter is like sort of going against Sansa as well, because he's trying to get them to fight.
Yep. So let's move on to the very last bit of the episode, the A team, if you want to call them. I've already called the Starks the Avengers. You know, we had Bran, Arya, and Sansa. They're the Avengers. So should we call the team headed north the Justice League?
Yeah, we could call it the Justice League.
The Justice League of Game of Thrones. Like, so many characters that I love. These are, like I said to you, all these characters going north are characters I love, and we know someone's going to die. Someone has to die.
Do you know what? There's probably about 3 or 4 characters in that group that's in my top 3 or 4 characters. That's the suckish
Let's
thing.
run through them. We've got Derek Dondarrion. We've got
the Hound.
The Hound. Who's the Red Priest called? I forget his name.
Forest of Myr.
Forest of Myr.
Gendry.
Davos. John Davos.
Oh no, Davos is
Jorah.
staying behind though, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Jorah.
Who else?
The Hound. We said the Hound.
Did you say you said Tormund?
No, I did say Tormund.
Oh, it's Tormund.
Tormund. All characters that I absolutely love, and picking who I want to die. If you had to pick someone out of those, say we had to pick 2 characters to die.
I could do that easy.
Who?
Forest of Myr and Dondarrion.
Really?
Yeah.
I really like Forest of Myr.
Like, I do like them, but I have like more favourite characters, like the Hound, Jon Snow, Davos, and Tormund. They're my top 4.
Yeah.
And
I don't want them to die.
No, that's what I'm saying. So
Gendry's, it would be such a big anticlimax, and the fact he's Robert's last living son.
He's just come back as well, so I think that
he's his last living heir, isn't he?
Yeah, I think so. He's the last Baratheon, I think.
Yeah.
But I don't know if there's any more. But
shit, yeah, he's going to carry on the Baratheon house. I didn't even think about that.
Exactly. Like.
But yeah, I can't have. No, I think you're right. It would have to be those 2. As much as I love Forest of Myr, as much as I love Derek Dondarrion, not so much. But Forest of Myr, he always came across as a really fun character.
As well, like. This being Game of Thrones, we saw in the trailer there was just Jon on a horse. What if they all die?
If every single one of those characters died except for Jon and he got away, I can't even imagine. No, I can't process it.
Quit.
You said that about everything.
I know, but I would. I'd quit. I'd be like, no, I'm done. Like, even though Jon's my favourite character, them other characters I really like the Hound, Tormund. Like, I fear for Tormund. I think he might die as well. But
you did say, remember in the trailer there was that scene with the Hound where he was in the sunny
that's why
place.
I feel like he might survive it, but
there's only 2 episodes left, so how did he get south so quick?
Well,
I feel like
they?
Yeah, I know, but I feel like maybe that scene was placed in the trailer as a false.
Do you think?
Image, yeah.
I don't know. I think that's maybe when if they get a White Walker and they meet up.
Oh, that is possible.
Because it was in like a sunny location.
Shit, yeah. If they take the White back to King's Landing, who's at King's Landing? The mountain.
Yeah, so that's probably why he's fighting, because he sees the mountain there.
Shit, yeah. But I just hope they don't all die, because that would just suck.
My prediction is, of them group of people, the only 2 people that make it back is Jon and the Hound. I'm sorry to say it, but I really feel that way.
What do you think of that plan anyway? Like the plan to take a White back to Cersei?
I think it's stupid. I'm sure, in like season 2 or 3, when there's that White in Castle Black?
Yeah.
Isn't there, they have like a hand at one point that's just moving on its own, no? Or is that
he just cuts it off and
I might be speaking of Pirates of the Caribbean, never mind. But yeah.
But I feel like that plan isn't so smart. I mean, we know Cersei. They know Cersei.
Yeah.
They know how vindictive she is. They know how much terror she's caused throughout the 7 Kingdoms. Why do they feel like... I know there's a big problem. There's an army of dead coming and they need everybody to fight together. Yeah. But I feel like at this point they should realise that Cersei is a character that isn't going to sway that easy.
Nah, she's not. She's just, like I say, she's about revenge. That's all she wants. Like, if them people meet, if they even bring a White and they're all discussing, she ain't going to care. She just wants to kill Daenerys. She wants to kill Jon. Like, and all that.
The only thing I will say is maybe it will sway Jaime.
Yeah, that's why I feel like...
Jaime's the key at this point.
Yeah.
If Jaime turns against Cersei, I think it's over for Cersei.
But that's why I feel like that theory I said about her planning to kill them all, because that's just Cersei's nature, and then Jaime kills her to stop that from happening. But
I mean, the whole plan does seem a bit flawed, but I'm going to enjoy watching the plan, because I'm going to enjoy watching all these characters together, and it's cool how they've got a mission to go beyond the wall, even though it's a bit silly. But I don't know. I guess we'll have to see how it transpires, see if it does actually change Cersei. Maybe it will change Cersei's mind, seeing the dead moving.
I don't know. She
seems too far gone.
Yeah, she's not that sort of person. She's too vindictive and evil.
She's
worse than the Night King, I think.
Yeah. If she could bring the dead back, then yeah, she would be. But we'll leave that there. I mean, it was a great episode, a build-up episode, one that I really enjoyed. So many meetings, so many reunions, so many characters that I never thought I would see together on the same screen, which was insane. I really loved this episode. But we'll leave that there. So thank you for watching, guys and girls. We really appreciate it. And until next time, bye-bye. Thank you for watching this reaction with me. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a thumbs up because it helps me and it helps the channel grow. Also, if you've got any thoughts or feelings about the reaction I just did, leave them in the comment section below. But please, no spoilers. Also, if you'd like to support me even more than you do now, you can find me on Patreon, where you can take part in Patreon polls or even get early access to my videos. Link is in the description. And finally, if you want to keep up to date with the channel, you can find me on Twitter @TVMeReacts, or you can subscribe